My name is Madeline Razor. I was born and raised south of Farmersville, about a mile and a half maybe. My parents had lived there for many, many years. My grandma and grandpa built the house there that we lived in. I don't, I never spent a lot of time in Farmersville, but we went to church at the Methodist Church in Farmersville, and my parents went to the Farmersville Grange. I remember hearing stories about when they moved the church from where it was located on Farmersville Boulevard down to, I think it's Avery Street. The property there was donated to the city, I suppose, or the church, whatever. And that's where they moved the church to. I remember hearing about a theater that was once in Farmersville. I don't know what dates or anything like that. I know it wasn't there that I can remember. I think it burned. I went to high school in Exeter, and I do remember the first time it snowed in '62. It was like January or February, and everybody in Tulare County, all the schools were out of school except for us. Exeter had to go. We decided everybody else was out, so we'd get out too. So we walked off the campus, about, I don't know, 6 of us maybe. And we played in the snow at one of the girls' houses that didn't live too far away, and built a snowman and had a good time, got all wet. And then the dean of girls came in the school station wagon and hauled us back to school. And of course, we spent a few hours in detention for that, but it was a good time. It was worth it. The Paul Freeman's hardware store, I believe he owned the one on the corner of Farmersville Boulevard and Visalia Road at one time, and then moved down to farther up north on Farmersville Boulevard. You could get just about anything in his store. He had everything. We shopped there a lot. Oh, I do remember being able, there was one walk-up in Farmersville when I was young, and walk-up meaning takeout restaurant. And they sold hamburgers 6 for $1. And my mother thought that was great. She could go buy food for all of us for $1, and there were 6 of us. So she was very happy about that. We did that once in a great while. We didn't go out to eat much. There was no such thing as McDonald's or Burger King or any of those. We basically ate at home all the time. Once in a great while, we'd go to Visalia and get Chinese food, but mostly it was just eat at home. When I was very young, about the only thing we actually did, my father was a farmer and a cattleman, and about the only thing that we actually did that cost money was maybe once a month or so we'd go have Chinese food in Visalia. Other than that, we didn't go out much. We pretty much stayed at home. We didn't have a TV till I was, I don't know, about 7 or 8, or maybe a little older. Well, probably 8. And of course, there was like 3 channels, and you weren't didn't have a lot of choices. It was pretty snowy. But you could watch it. But my dad insisted that if we had company, which we did a lot of visiting with relatives, and if we had company, the TV was off. Nobody was going to watch TV if we had company. After he passed away when I think I was 9 or 10, he passed away. Then it was just my oldest sister had gotten married, and so it was just me and my sister that was a little bit 3 years older than me, and then one that was 8 years older than me. And we did a little bit more of going out and doing things and going places. And we did go camping every year. My dad never did that with us, so it was just our mother, but she always loved to go to the mountains and camp. So we would go camping every year. And camping was tent camping. It wasn't trailer or anything like that. It was tent camping. But we always had a really good time. I got married at 17, and then I lived in Exeter for several years. We bought a ranch south, way south, almost to Lindsay. We had that for about 25 years, and we sold it because my mom was getting older and she thought that one of her kids should buy her place from her. So we bought her place and built a house there, which is just down the road a little ways. Anyway, we lived there for about 30 years, and then my husband had COPD and knew he wasn't going to live a whole lot longer, so he thought that we should let our grandkids have the house and move into my mother's old house. So we fixed it up, and that was a house I was raised in. My grandparents built that house in like 1920 something, early 20s, I think. Maybe 23, 24, I'm not sure exactly what year, but anyway, my house is over 100 years old. But before we moved in, we fixed the kitchen and made all new appliances and new countertops and new cupboards and everything. We had to put in new plumbing and new electrical. So now I've lived there for 3 or 4 years. I love it. I didn't really think I would like it, but it turned out to be the best thing that could have ever happened. So things happen for a reason. I believe that the congregation just got less and less and less until there really wasn't much of anybody left. So then they were sharing a pastor with Visalia, and that wasn't working real well. And I think that basically was why they finally just closed the church. And it sat there for several years, and then it was moved. So I think they decided the Farmersville decided to use that property. It was a pretty large piece of property. It had the church and the parsonage both. And I think they probably decided that they could use the property for a better. So that's where the Boys and Girls Club, I think, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.